What's up, Doc?
Bugs, bring it here, man.
What brings you to Tonewall, Doc?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Graves with Of Course You Realize This Means Podcast. Gabriel Iglesias, how are you today?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on your left? Is that a curtain? Is that a blanket? Or to your right? I'm sorry.
I'm in my closet, and this is a little caddy for a bunch of nonsense, like a Pennywise mask from Halloween 3 years ago. And a Batmobile.
Oh my God, that is too cool. That is too. I knew there was something special about that. I was like, it just looks like something. There's something going on there.
It's a Warner Brothers grab bag. That's what... And my signed limited edition Dark Knight soundtrack by Hans Zimmer.
Wow.
Yeah,
oh man, yeah, we
cool,
would get along really well. This is so cool. That is so cool. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you. Thank you for giving me some time today to talk to you about Speedy Gonzales, fastest mouse in all of Mexico. What was it like bringing this character to the big screen?
Well, you know what? I mean, I've done films before, voiceover work, and but this one's very different because it's the first time I really mimic a character versus using just making up a voice, you know. And so when the time came to do the voice, I was actually given the option of giving it a different voice versus the original. They said, Gabriel, we want to make sure that you feel comfortable with the character. Do you think that the original voice might be considered a little too stereotypical? And I said, you know, you have not met my family. Trust me, you're good. And I don't want people to think of me when they see Speedy Gonzales. I want them to think of Speedy Gonzales, the character we've always known. I don't want to change it. I think that the fact that Warner Brothers got a Mexican to actually play a Mexican mouse.
Yes.
I'm the first one. I'm the first Mexican, which is cool.
It's very cool.
I'm the first, amigo, the first. You know, the original voice was done by Mel Blanc many, many years ago, and he was awesome. He did all the voices for the Looney Tunes characters. So given this opportunity, I jumped right in, both feet, and the director goes, well, do you think you could do the voice? And I'm like, yeah. And then once I did it, arriba, épandale. They were freaking out. They're like, that is really good. I said, I know that was really good. I've been Mexican a long time. And I told them, I says, hey, look, don't think that just because I'm Mexican, I can only do the Mexican character. I says, I do voices for a living. I says, I can do the whole movie by myself. I says, you want a Marvin the Martian, oh my modulator. You want Yosemite Sam? Oh, hi there, rabbit. You want Bugs Bunny? What's up, Doc? You want Porky Pig? So I says, you could fire all the actors right now. I'll do the whole movie for half. Okay, let's save some money, people. Just validate my parking and hook up craft services.
There you go. That is amazing. You are very talented.
Thank you.
Your Speedy Gonzales obviously was a perfect imitation of what came before, and you're right. Like there's no other way to bring Speedy to the masses than that iconic and recognizable voice, that high-pitched but very fast Spanish voice. And I love that you call Granny Abuela. Like, that is so funny and so perfect. What is it about this character that has lasted for so long and has so much reverence behind it?
I think it's all of the Looney Tunes characters. I mean, the majority of the Looney Tunes characters, they were done so well, and that's the thing. When you do something and you take the time to just make it a really, really good product, it's going to stand up. If you're just in it to quick knock it out, then of course, here's the next new thing. But Warner Brothers characters, the Looney Tunes, have been around forever, and they still connect. They still resonate. And, Speedy Gonzales is iconic. Yes. Growing up, he was the only hero we had. There was no Mexican superheroes. We just had Speedy Gonzales. And so, of course, when cancel culture tried to take him out, I was like, no, I don't think so. I jumped in front of that bullet for Speedy. I'm like, I don't think so. And, I said, what's his crime? Why are you trying to cancel him? He's Mexican and he's fast. I said, that is not a crime. That is job security. So, yeah. And Warner Brothers was very receptive to that. They said, thank you for standing up for the character. Thank you for the tweet, because they got a lot of traction. Every news outlet picked up the tweet, which is scary to think that really of all the tweets I sent, that's the one that got news coverage. And it was everywhere. even my bus driver Dave, he saw me on Fox News. It made it all the way to Fox News, and that for him was the greatest thing ever because he's very Fox News-ish. So
well, not only did you jump in front of that bullet, but like you uplifted this hero character that needs more time with audiences to really like reflect and really get into people's psyche. I think that's what was missing from that conversation, is that we didn't have enough Speedy in pop culture. And this movie adds to that lexicon. This movie adds to his legacy. It's not only a new legacy for, you know, the athlete, LeBron taking over for Michael Jordan. It's also a new legacy of voice actors and voice talent coming in and bringing these characters to new generations of kids, which is phenomenal. And you are hilarious in this, and you do such a really good job of bringing that persona to life. So thank you for that. Working with Malcolm and bringing this character to this new generation that maybe isn't familiar with Speedy.
Well, you know, given the opportunity to insert, like when you said abuela, that's something that I was able to add to the character, that, you know, inserting real Spanish words and giving that feel of like, oh wow, this is okay. It's not just gibberish anymore, because that's what it was before. You know, arriba, arriba, pandale. You know, it's words getting thrown out there. Kind of old school, like I Love Lucy. Whenever Ricky Ricardo would get pissed off and start going off, and he's like, Lucy, no puedo creer que la cosa que, you know, and everybody's just like laughing because he's going crazy. But that was pretty much what was going on with Speedy. But now there's actual placement of Spanish and just, you know, that feeling and that vibe. Yes. Also the fact that, you know, I think that I'm able to bring a little bit more attention to the character because, you know, because of what I do and how long I've been in show business. And so I feel like there might be something more we can do with this character. I just know that, you know, I recorded the whole thing in a living room during the pandemic. So it wasn't like we were seeing each other face to face in a studio and trying to really, you know, collab. It was me in my underwear and one sock in a living room. You know, on a Zoom call, going back and forth. But, you know, I love the way it turned out, and I'm hoping that fans are going to enjoy it, and hopefully we see more.
I think they will, and I hope we see more too. I love that Speedy is on the court playing basketball with these other iconic characters, and it's just such a really great visual. The animation is mind-blowingly good, and I think that you know, with the progression of technology and seeing Speedy in 3D, the CG, you know, version makeover, if you will, of the character is so dynamic. I think that there is a future with more Speedy in it. And I hope that you continue. Would you continue voicing the character if they did more?
Oh, and a heartbeat. I would love to. That's you know, that's why I'm letting Warner Brothers know now. Hey, yeah, I'm here. Just call me. Put the bat signal up. Whatever you need.
That's great. I had a really fun question.
Better get me now before Disney Plus calls. Just saying.
Time's ticking on that. Who do you think is faster, Speedy Gonzales or Roadrunner?
That has been a question that you know, this is not the first time I've been asked this, and I've actually asked the question myself. Honestly, I think it would be a tie. I really think it would be a tie. They're both freaking rockets. You know, and every scene, whether it's with Wile E. Coyote or you know, I'm trying to think, Sylvester, it's always that same level of speed that's happening. And I've never felt like one was quicker than the other. I just feel like they're the same as far as speed is concerned.
That's a good answer.
Now, if they were going to play one-on-one basketball, I think Speedy has the upper hand because he has hands and he could hold the ball.
That's true.
That's the only difference.
He could dunk it just like Tweety does. They're both tiny, but they both have power and and determination when it comes to basketball. What is it about the heritage, the Mexican heritage that you wanted to bring to this character? Obviously, you mentioned that you did some ad libs where you actually got to bring in the Spanish words into his dialect. But was there anything that you wanted to show culturally about the character, or maybe in a future project you would want to bring that in?
I think the fact that that Warner Brothers has a Mexican actor voicing a Mexican character is huge in itself. And again, they said, hey, what would you like to bring to the table? I says, let's put a little bit of Spanish in there. Let's have a little more fun. There was some verbiage in there that I did change a little bit just because I felt like it was outdated. And so trying to bring some of the more modern little terms or phrases to insert in there, and them saying, okay, there was a lot of trust, because I don't know how many people could hear those words and go, okay, that's good. You know, as far as who's going to do the final what is it called, standards and practices, and making sure that certain things are okay. So there was a lot of trust on their part, and I thought, again, that spoke volumes.
Absolutely, and it bled through in the film, and obviously there's a lot of family you know, tradition in this movie, and the father and son storyline with LeBron and his son was so heartwarming, and it really pulled on the heartstrings. Would you like to see Speedy's family involved? Obviously there's other characters around him that we didn't get to see here, but obviously a family is a big part of that character. Would you like to see that in a future project?
Absolutely. I think there's a whole story to be told about Speedy that's never been told. I think that, you know, it's always been shorts. It's always been these quick little shorts. And with cartoons, you never really have to have a beginning story. It's always just, this is where it's at, and it starts from there. And then, you know, 5 minutes later, it's over. But I definitely think that there could be so much more that can be done with with Speedy Gonzalez's character. Definitely, there's other characters that could be, you know, introduced around him, not just as a Slowpoke Rodriguez, you know, cousin. Hey, Slowpoke Rodriguez, which, by the way, that's a superpower in itself. Yeah, it shows that, you know, when you're drunk, you're kind of indestructible, which is kind of scary and a little stereotypical. But, you know, I got uncles, so I digress.
For sure. Well, one last question for you. What was it like whenever you saw the script and you saw that Speedy was going to be in the Matrix? How excited were you to do bullet time and all that stuff? Like to have that character be in that world, that must have been mind blowing.
That particular scene, man, I want to say we did it 3 times. Like there was 3 separate sessions for just that one scene alone, because they were trying to get the timing right with the motion of the bullets. And then they had to slow down my audio in order to make that fit. It wasn't me slowing myself down, you know, because there's the part where I go, you know, arriba, arriba, and I'm jumping on bullets back and forth. And then, of course, you know, stuff is flying past me, Matrix style. Yeah, getting the timing right on that was challenging, because the animation at one point, I think, got ahead of my voice. And so I had to go in and match it. So, yeah, it was a process. It was a process. But there was when it comes to voiceover work, I never really look at the whole script, just because I know that things can always change. And it's, you know, you're reading it versus having to memorize it. So I always want to just be fresh and have fun with it. And if I give it too much thought, then I sometimes spoil it. Definitely when I'm on TV or film and they see me, then of course I got to go in and research and look what I'm talking about and memorize it. But yeah, with voiceover, it was pretty much day of. And then, you know, to get that phone call and say, well, you're going to do it again. I was like, well, what was wrong with it? And then, of course, you know, you're going to do it again. But well, yeah, it came out awesome.
That bullet time scene did come out awesome. And that must be the only time that character has ever been slowed down.
Yeah, no kidding, right? to watch him jump on bullets, that's pretty fast.
It's very cool. It's very cool. Well, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you for your time today. Congratulations on the movie. And I can't wait for more people to see it and to watch it with an audience. I think it's going to be really fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And I can't wait to see what else you pull out of that magic bag.
I got one more. Riddler figure.
Oh, wow.
From the classic animated series.
I love that you don't even open them. You're just like, no, they got to stay. It's got to be protected.
They got to stay in the box. All right.
You are a collector.
I'm a fan for sure. Well, thank you so much. Jonathan. Have a great day.
You too, man.